Hello everybody and welcome back to Full Throttle Drive. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. So today we are going to talk about the C8 Mid Engine Corvette, and specifically we're going to talk about a very important topic, and that is pricing. I want to talk a little bit about the pricing because we're not 100% sure on the pricing yet, but we have a very good idea. But I also want to talk about price gouging. For some of you guys out there that are very interested in picking up a C8 Mid Engine Corvette, this may be particularly interesting to you because we have a few options and there's some things I want to cover so that when you go to buy your C8 Mid Engine Corvette, you absolutely without a doubt can get the best dealer pricing possible. So first, let's go ahead and jump into the actual pricing on the upcoming C8 Corvette. And what we know is that it will probably price at $7,000 to $8,000 more over the current listing price for the C7 Corvette. And if we check out Chevrolet's actual website, as of today, they are showing a pricing for MSRP on a C7 Stingray at $55,900. So we can assume we may see a base price of the upcoming mid-engine Corvette be in the low 60, maybe $62,000 to $63,000 range. And that's absolutely, in my opinion, a pretty great deal. There were a lot of pricing that's been floating out there. My actual guess was more in the mid $70,000 range, but we got to remember Chevrolet knows who is buying their product, especially this base C8 Corvette, and nobody's willing on a base Corvette to pay six figures. And of course, we've heard these outlandish accusations that we would see a $150,000 price tag on the upcoming mid-engine Corvette. Now, that could be the hefty price tag that comes on the top tier Corvette, or it could be even pricier because we've heard the toppest tier of the mid-engine Corvette could be a 1,000 horsepower hybrid design all-wheel drive hypercar that Chevrolet is going to eventually be building, but that obviously will carry a completely different price tag than this base 500 horsepower mid-engine Corvette. But nonetheless, we are very excited, and I think that this is a pricing that most people can probably come to grips with. One thing I do want to note though is that will be the base pricing. Most people will not pay $62,000, $63,000. My guess is you add a few options, you're going to be pressing that $70,000 mark. But you know, if you want to add Z51 and you want to add a few different packages, that's always just something you have to assume. And then of course you've got to pay your taxes when purchasing the car outright. But nonetheless, this is going to be a great pricing segment for a lot of people to pick up the new Corvette. And those that are not interested in the new Corvette can always look back on the C7 Corvette. It's a absolutely incredible car, and it will be priced very, very well after the C8s hit the market. So let's actually talk about the most important topic in today's video, and really that is the price gouging that a lot of people are anticipating will happen. Now, that's because we've seen it on many generations of cars, not just the Corvette specifically. We've seen that on Hellcats, we've seen that on Trackhawks, all types of cars, but the C7 is a great example of that. When it first came out and lots of orders came in, there were dealerships that got a certain allocation. They would throw it on their showroom floor, and then they would give it a $10,000 to $20,000 markup over MSRP. And honestly, this is just not okay. It's not something that Chevrolet really wants their dealers to do. And in certain times, they will actually step up and not allow it. But a lot of people are expecting this to happen on the upcoming mid-engine Corvette. There's just so much clout around this new Corvette lineup because of the change in layout, going from the front engine to the mid-engine design. And a lot of people are very heavily anticipating it. So make sure that when you're out there looking to purchase your car, you know what is going on with pricing. From the research that I've actually done, it looks like we know that the top 3 or 4 high volume Corvette dealers will not be charging over MSRP. They've publicly announced that they will be selling their allocation shares at the MSRP number, which is great to know. Now, this is good because not only does it give you a base for if you're going to want to go purchase a Corvette and you want to buy from them, that's great. You know you're going to get an allocation and you know you won't be overpaying the MSRP price. Now, if you don't want to purchase from one of them and you want to buy from a local dealer or someone that you've used before, and all of a sudden they come to you and they want to mark up your MSRP, use them as an outlier. Say that you have options and explain that if you don't want to use them, that you have other options to purchase from these high volume dealers. And a lot of times I think that will give Chevrolet dealers a reason to back off from their price gouging. Make sure you just open up your options and tell them that you don't have to purchase from them. That is your absolutely best key to getting your pricing down to MSRP from really any place and type of dealer. Now, I'm not going to specifically name the high volume dealers that I'm talking about. If you do want to check out those, there is a topic over at the Mid Engine Corvette forum. I'll put a link below so you can check out that website if you want to look for those high volume dealers. They talk about it over there. I'm just not going to specifically name them out. You guys can check that out on your own. But again, it gives us a good reference point, and I think it makes a good point for people that are very excited about this car but just don't want to get price gouged. You know, this is your hard-earned money, and it's not a cheap car. I think it's a great pricing point at $62,000, $63,000. It's a great deal, but it's still a lot of money. And I think dealers seem to forget that sometimes, especially when you see some of these high-priced Corvettes going off with the ZR1 having a $130,000, $140,000 price tag. They kind of lose perspective on the people buying this car. I don't want to spend over $70,000 on this car. I know it's going to have a lot of neat features, and it's probably going to be a great car when I do buy it, but there is a price allocation I want to give to it, and overpaying just does not make sense. So guys, stay alert. Make sure you guys use all of your resources you have in your arsenal and get a great deal on an upcoming C8 Mid Engine Corvette if you are going to buy one. As I said earlier, if not, definitely check out the C7 lineup. I think the C7 Corvette, especially the C7 Z06, those are going to be incredible values because they're going to flood the used car market. And guys, remember that they're pretty reliable. I know the C7 Z06 had some heat soak issues if you're going to track it, but as a daily driver, that car is incredible and really second to none in value versus performance. And just to give you guys a little bit of perspective on the used C7 Z06 market, we're starting to see those cars in the mid 50s. We're talking $30,000 to $40,000 off a really good example. You can find a non-wrecked, usually 20 to 30,000 mile example of that C7 Z06, and of course no accidents. Everything is clean on the car, and my guess is when the C8 Mid Engine Corvette finally does come out, that those drop even more. I truly believe if you found a great deal, you could probably pick one up right around that $50,000 mark. So something that was maybe $85,000 to $90,000, a 2LZ well-packaged Z06, you could find for almost 40% off. Now that's a great deal, and of course a lot of them you can buy an extended warranty. The powertrain warranty will already be in effect. Those would not have run out if you get like a 2015 or 16. They'll still be going with their powertrain warranty, and then you can buy an extended bumper to bumper warranty, and that would just make a great daily driver. Honestly, just a great sports car to drive that you know is reliable and is covered under warranty. So that really is incredible value, as I've told you. Now I do want to take a moment to thank all of my awesome subscribers. We just hit over 4,000 subs, and that is so cool. This community is just growing, and I truly appreciate all of your guys' incredible support. We have so many cool videos that'll be coming out this summer over my Audi R8, and possibly if I do end up finding a great deal on a C7, we will see. But as of now, I think we're going to be saving up for the C8 Mid Engine Corvette, and when I finally add that to the garage, there's going to be so much cool content. And actually, the ordering process will be a lot of fun to share with you guys, and I'm going to get a lot of input from you all. So if you're new to the channel and not a subscriber, be excited for that, and please subscribe if you would like to check out all of that upcoming content. So as I said, thank you all so much for your incredible support. If you enjoyed today's video overpricing, I know it was a shorter one, but I wanted to get right to the point on price gouging. Please support the channel, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new. We would absolutely love to have you in our community. You all take care, and as always, I'll see you next video.